here with Cyrus from Ashland High. Say hi.
Hello, everybody.
Okay, this is your first tour as Ashland High. What's it like getting back on the road after being off for so long?
It's exciting. I've been off the road for 2 years now, so it's been long overdue, I feel like. It was a long process, you know, just kind of getting the right songs, getting songs I thought were good enough, and I don't know, last night, you know, I was actually having a really bad day. It was really rough and stressful, and once I could hit that stage, those kids just cheer me up, you know, so it's what I love to do. You know, I feel at home right now, you know. We're all just kind of, you know, roughing it. You know, the last tour I had 2 tour buses, and now I'm just in like a little mini RV. Exactly. So, you know, we got the whole crew, and you know, I don't have the record label right now either, so it's a lot harder, but it's a lot more satisfying because, you know, I'm funding everything. I am pretty much my own record label. I made my own album, made my own music video, and now, you know, I'm just showing the world what Ashland High is really about, trying to let them know, you know, I have a new band. I'm not in Metro Station, and it's exciting now.
Yeah, like if the energy is good with the fans, it'll pump you up.
Yeah, no, the first show had like 6 people. We headlined the first 2 shows before this tour. And we played like Utah, there was like 6 people. And then the next city was like Colorado, there was like 20 people. And then, you know, the first show of the Breathe show, there was like 500 kids or something. And, you know, the energy, it doesn't matter if it's 7 kids or 500 kids, like, it's awesome, you know. So, I don't know. The Breathe fan base and the Ready Set is like the perfect fan base for, I think, Ashland High to first get out to, you know. It's like their fans react to my music perfectly, just judging from these past 2 nights, so I'm excited to get on the road with them.
It's like you were saying, being out on the road with them, even though, I totally forgot what I was going to say. Wow. Being back out on the road with them is a great way, even though you don't have a label and all kind of stuff, to like, it's good to get back out on the road with somebody.
That's why I always say I'm just proud of where I got at right now. You know, a lot of bands that are signed aren't even doing as much as I'm doing right now. You know, I have the video out, like I said, the free album. You know, I got a sponsor for this tour, you know, to pay for this RV and stuff. This website called Thrill Call, check them out. We have it's like video blogs coming out twice a week on their site. So it's just cool to see people believe in the new project. You know, it's like, no one knows who Ashland High is yet. Anyone who's doing it is just, they've known me from Metro Station, and it's just cool.
Fans follow you.
It's just cool, and you know, that album, my first album with Metro Station came out 5 years ago. So to see people still so passionate about it is cool, because you know how kids are. Once something new comes out, they're just over like the last fad, you know. So it's just cool to travel and come to these even towns like the South and here in Louisiana too. I still have a fan base, you know.
Speaking of getting back out on the road and everything, you're even playing Bamboozle this year. How was that? Like,
I'm excited.
Are you excited about that?
I'm excited to play. I went to Bamboozle last year just to sell merch for my clothing line. I didn't get to perform, and that was my first time kind of being out in the music scene, just to get people to see me in like a year since Metro Station split up. And you know, there was a line. I was there for 3 days. There was a line nonstop every day, and I was just doing autographs, and you know, people were really dying to see me perform. You know, a lot of people thought I was there with Metro Station, and so it'll be good. I'm going to be there all 3 days of Bamboozle, selling my merch, and then I performed the last night. And after that, I have an after party for my clothing line. So it's Bamboozle will be a big event for me this year. I'm going to make like a, you know, very big deal about it. We're going to document from the whole thing and, you know, release like the whole footage on YouTube. So check it out.
That's really, really cool. Why did you choose to go with the name Ashland High instead of just using the name Cyrus? Because it is your solo project.
I just didn't really want to feel like I'd taken the easy way out. You know, my name, even Cyrus, became more of a popular name, like, you know, searched on the internet stuff than even Metro Station was. Like, you know, people who didn't even know who Metro Station was knew who Cyrus was. And I'm always about taking the hard route in life. You know, that's why I get all my tattoos. I always, you know, I like a challenge. You know, I feel like when you work hard towards something and it's harder, then once you get there, you feel a lot better about yourself. So, you know, I could truly probably headline a tour right now if I went under the name Cyrus, but, you know, when you pass by a billboard outside, you see Ashland High, you don't know who it is, and I like that too, because when you have to say the name Cyrus, it's kind of more, it's so personal that I don't feel like kids and people can feel involved. When it's a band name, you know, even like the band members I have on stage, they're not official members of my band, you know, I make all the songs, I write the songs, it's strictly me, you know, behind the curtain doing all this, and, you know, I like to keep the band feeling involved, I like the fans to feel involved, and I feel like when you brand it as like your name, it kind of it makes people not feel like, you know, they're a part of it, really, you know. So that's what it's all about. That's why I kind of chose Ashland High. But you know, Ashland's just my hometown, and you know, so I kind of, anything I do is to represent my heritage and things like that.
Was it hard going from being in a big band and going from being on a big label to pretty much just restarting like on your own and everything? How has that been?
Yeah, the first 2 years were really hard. I was depressed. I was sad. I thought since I left a huge band that I was going to get a record deal, like, you know, with my solo act immediately. I didn't think I even had to work too hard at it because I feel like I'd proved myself, but I had a lot more to prove, you know, and I had a lot more to prove, I think, to myself than anybody. I went through, you know, a couple managers that didn't work out for me. They just weren't the right fit. You know, I finally am getting my team together. I just got a manager a few weeks ago. You know, I have a booking agent that helped me go on this tour, a publicist, you know, an accountant. I'm trying to be my own label, like I said. You know, any label that's going to sign me in the future, they're going to have to sign my imprint too, because I want to start signing my own artists, writing songs for them, getting them with my producers, and you know, if a label doesn't want to do that, then I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing right now, because you know, I'm making money, I'm having fun, so I guess that's all that matters.
You said, like, you like taking the hard way.
Yeah.
But sometimes they can be the best. You might get the best result.
Exactly. Every night on stage, you know, I tell the fans, I was like, I'm no longer on the major label, I'm out of the deal. The truth is, I was tired of being told what to wear, what to say, what to write songs about, being forced to go in the studio and write with songwriters that I didn't even want to write with. So, you know, every night I say that on stage, that, you know, I'm doing this by myself, you know, the whole crowd cheers, and I always say real recognizes real, like, people can realize that what I'm doing is real, and it's not fake, it's not because of my sister, it's not because of my family, this is because, you know, they don't give me money, they don't help me out, you know. As a kid, I had a hard life growing up, and it's still hard, you know, I'm still trying to make it, you know. I don't take, just because my family has success, I don't ever ride off their coattails, you know. That's why the Cyrus name, I'm so proud to be a Cyrus, but I try to keep it hidden until people kind of find out for themselves.
People to form their own judgments before the Cyrus name just pops in their head and they're like, oh, Cyrus, and like a million thoughts come flooding in.
If you don't like my dad or my sister, you could think you're not going to like my music, but you can't even compare what I do to them, you know. We all do make music, but all of our sound is so different, so we just...
Yeah. Your entire family. I mean, like, your dad does country, Miley does pop, and you've done so many things.
Yeah, no, I still consider myself a pop artist, but I don't feel like, that's the thing about me, I don't feel like there'll ever be another pop artist like me, you know. I don't even know how big Ashland High is going to get, you know. I hope for success, but I know that I'll always have a fan base because, like I said, you know, I'm different, and that's the thing. People like things that are unique, and you know, that's why finally artists like Lady Gaga and more different people are starting. You can tell no one's telling her what to do, she's doing it herself, you know, and that's what I respect, and I know people respect that with me, so I'm going to keep doing what I do, and if a label wants to get back behind it and help me out, then, you know, I'll do it if it feels right.
There are a lot of artists that are doing their own thing now. I think people are kind of getting fed up with the industry.
No, exactly.
Was there ever a question after Metro, after everything, that you would never make music again?
It was getting hard for a while. I was just, you know, getting low on money, it was hard to find people to work with, producers and stuff. You know, I don't produce my own music. I don't make my beats. I just write lyrics and I perform the songs and sing them, you know. It's too much to make with all the tracks and everything, so it was hard for a while. It just took me, you know, taking pretty much all the wrong paths to finally figure out the one right path, you know, and it took me 2 years exactly to do it. It's been like almost 2.5 years now since my last tour, so it took some time, but if I would have toured like a year ago, I wouldn't have been ready, the songs wouldn't have been there. These songs that I'm recording on this tour, I did them just back in November a few months ago, and I recorded them in 9 days, and I'd been recording so much to that point that when I did in those 9 days, you could hear it on stage. It was planned to be a mixtape, but I just called it an album now. And you know, I've worked hard, and like I said, it was just a lot of bad songs, and you know, wrong paths, wrong managers, wrong producers, and then finally I found the right team to work with, and that's what every artist needs to do, I feel like.
It's all about working with the right people, because if you work with the wrong people, then you're not going to.
It's just about having fun. Like, anytime I get to talk to a manager or a label, it's all about getting in the studio with people like who produce some songs like for, like, you know, Katy Perry and stuff, like Dr. Luke or Red One, who did Gaga's record. And you know, if it comes about that I meet those people and do a song one day, awesome. But I'm going to stay loyal to the producers and the team that was true to me before I got popular with Ashland High. You know, I'm all about being loyal, you know, until, you know, I have a reason not to be loyal to you, you know. My team is going to stick with me until, you know, I make it to the top. They're going to the top with me.
How is Ashland High, the music-wise, different than what you've done in the past? You've said how you're getting there and everything is different, but how is the music different?
Lyrically, it's more focused and it's more mature. I feel like with Metro Station, I think even the other guys, because when I wrote with them, we didn't put as much time into writing as I do now. Every single word I put deep thought into. I'm saying lyrics and lines that I've never said before. You know, I'm trying not to repeat any line or word twice. You know, I've grown up. I was 17 making the first album. I'm 23 now, so I've grown up as a person tremendously. You know, I truly can say I was a child then, and I consider myself an adult now. You know, I've gone through a lot since then, and so the music shows that. You know, like I said, it's more focused. You can tell the songs, they have more of a storyline. You know, they make more sense, and I feel like they're going to speak a lot more of the songs will speak to kids. I don't think it's going to be like with Metro Station where we really just had like Shake It that kind of broke through. I think I'm going to have a lot of breakthrough songs.
It'll be more relatable.
Yeah, I think because now after seeing songs like Shake It, I have a much better, more understanding of how to write like you know, a hit song. You know, so that's all I'm trying to do.
And it's just you writing the songs?
I write with my producers. There's the team I write with is called the Lost Boys. They're from Montreal. And the mixtape, the way this came about, I'd done a few songs with them kind of through the internet. You know, they'll send me tracks down. You know, we kind of write from there, send ideas, and like I did a song with Miley in the Venice studio in California, and we sent the files to them. You know, they edited up there, and I did a few songs with them like that, and I really liked their style. So I had this idea to, you know, fly them down, record the mixtape in like 10 days. You know, they were there for like 11 days, one day flying home, and you know. They're a team. They have two guys that work on like beats and stuff. One guy that focuses on lyrics and helps me with that. And I definitely plan to, like I said, stay loyal to my team. And I'll probably hope to do most of my album with those guys. They're fantastic. They're very talented. And I'm really their first major artist to work with that's had success. You know, they're just like me. They're just trying to make it. You know, so it's kind of cool that when I make it to the top, I'm gonna bring them with me. You know, they deserve it. They're talented. And so yeah. We split songwriting and stuff like that, because even if one of the guys doesn't write lyrics, you know, they help with the music and stuff. So we all like to split everything fair and stuff like that. You know, you gotta be fair and make the team happy. You know, or you know, karma's a bitch. You know, you have to. I made mistakes with Metro Station, not really fucking people over or anything, just being a stupid child. You know, too much partying on the road and not enough. This tour is completely about the music, about the fans. Truly, like, I don't leave the merch table until I've met every fan, you know. And I look at it like a job, like a 9 to 5. You don't leave until the doors closed and are locked. You know?
How many artists are like that nowadays? So the fans really appreciate it.
I think a lot of the younger artists, it's hard for them to see. You know, once you're older, you realize how amazing it is to have fans like this. You know, I took it for granted, I think, as a kid, because I had such success happen so fast. It truly wasn't hard for Metro Station to get a record deal at all. We actually had labels fighting over us before I even knew what to do, you know. And with this band, it's not like that. I'm taking, like I said, it's just a hard route. And I have a manager now, and I don't even want him shopping my music to labels right now. I don't give a crap about that right now. It's like I'm having fun with what I'm doing. I'm gonna keep doing it until I can't do it anymore.
You mentioned your mixtape, or you said you're calling it an album now. What is the meaning behind the album and the name of it, Geronimo? And how has the fan reaction been to it?
The fan reaction has been great. We have over 140,000 downloads online, and that, you know, I think it was within a week we had over 100,000, you know. And there was a lot of hype at first, a lot of downloads, and then of course it kind of died down because I wasn't really doing anything. When I just started, this is the third night of tour. So now the downloads are kind of picking back up, the kids are coming to the shows. You know, most of the kids who come to the shows don't even know I'm in Ashland High until they see me on stage. So, but the reaction's been great, and the whole thing with Geronimo, I have a Geronimo, that the portrait tattooed on my back and also on my hand, and just growing up, my dad, he's been very into Native American culture and history, and it's like the whole Indian beliefs, you know, of the spiritual belief of the land and the animals and the people, and that's what it represents to me. It represents that, and it represents just my relationship with my father, you know. So that's why I said it. Everything I try to do with the name, the Geronimo piece, it all just represents my heritage. It's, you know,
all very personal.
I grew up in the South on a farm in Ashland on 500 acres, and, you know, I look up to my dad more than anyone. You know, I always say there's really no artist I respect at all. I don't. He's the one person I respect because he does it right. He's had a career since 1992 for a reason, you know, and he might not always have hits on the radio, but that's what I always say. I'm like, I don't care if I have hits as long as I'm still making music and touring like my dad is. He's still touring, you know, he still goes everywhere. He still releases an album like every year. You know, I don't know what else you can ask for. It's like, that's all I can do. That's all I want to do.
In addition to Geronimo, are you planning on putting anything else out? Are you considering Geronimo your debut album, or are you planning to put something else out?
I'm going to, towards the end of this year, start on an in-store record. I already have some songs like on the back burner that I want to use, but I want to write some more and see. And I know, I'm pretty positive that towards, by the end of this tour and stuff, we're going to be talking to labels and stuff, you know. I've built this up a lot, and you know, the thing is, it's only going to be able to get so big until I'm going to actually need help from a label, and that's just the truth. You know, it definitely gets to a point where if you want to take it to radio and things like that, if you want to take it to radio and things, you know, you have to, you know, you have to get a bigger source like a label to help you. You know, like I've done everything I can, like get on the tour, but I don't have the means to like push it to radio and stuff like that. And that's kind of the next step with Ashland High. You know, is kind of, that's where, you know, Metro Station went, and we kind of, I felt like after Shake It, we're kind of going downhill without, because we didn't have another song push. So before I start getting the label thing pushed, I want to make sure I have enough good songs that I'm not just going to release one song that we're going to forget about me, you know. There's going to be one and then another and another. But the thing is, with the mixtape, I love doing that. I had more fun making the mixtape than I even did the Metro Station album, only because there was no pressure. We knew when we were doing the Metro Station album, a label wanted it to be successful, wanted to make $1 million, and I wrote the mixtape for myself and for my fans, and, you know, I didn't care what a label thought. I didn't care about making money off of it. It's free.
You didn't have to worry about a label being satisfied.
No, exactly. And I know my in-store album, if I'm not doing it with a major label, I will record it with my producers on my own, and I'll start my own. I'm working on starting my own imprint with or without a label. Hopefully they can get involved in, you know, it can be like, whatever, say I sign with Interscope, you know, I'm just calling it SMHP Records, you know, / Interscope, however it works. And if I don't do that, I still have ways, other people who are interested in helping me get my record label out. So, like I said, there's a lot of people that believe in it, and this is just the starting point, you know. Literally, Ashland High, I look at it like it just started a few days ago at the first show of the tour, you know. Until then, it was just something in my head, you know. So Ashland High kind of just started like this week. You know, that's the truth.
It's kind of weird to say, but yeah, that is the truth. In addition to everything that you've been doing with music and starting on this tour and everything, you've also been, over the past 2 years while you've been out, you have been working on a clothing line. Like, you have a clothing line, and it's been pretty successful from what I've seen.
Yeah,
and tell me a little bit about the clothing line.
I wanted to do it with Metro Station always, and I just was so busy with Shake It and touring all over the world, I never could do it. So I got back home, and this fool up here, I met this stupid guy right here. He has a clothing line called Kill Brand, and once he started, he was doing his own thing, you know, fulfilling orders, making designs. So I had a lot of ideas for clothing, and I just didn't have the right person to help me with it. And once I met his name's Johnny from Kill Brand. Once I met Johnny, yeah, you show Johnny. Yeah, once I met Johnny, you know, we got my clothes up on his site, and you know, it's kind of grown since then. You know, we did a collaboration with Miley, my sister. You know, we've released, man, I can't remember how many lines. We've done a bunch. You know, I don't know. It's grown into something a lot more than I ever expected. You know, I wanted to do it. I just saw how much clothing you can sell through being a band and stuff, and with Metro Station, the record label was like trying to do a 360 deal. They were starting taking our merch money and stuff, and I just felt like I was getting screwed over every way. So I was like, I want to do something where I'm completely creative and no one's gonna take my money, you know. So the only guy that takes it is that guy.
I mean, if people will buy merch from a band, I'm sure they would buy it from like a band's clothing line, you know.
And still, even though it's done pretty well with, like I said, the collaboration shirt with Miley and other things like that, you know, a lot of things on the internet, you know, talking about it and stuff. But it's still, I look at it like it's still just begun, because truly, I look at the past 2 years like I've been on vacation, you know. That's how I look at it. Since I haven't been playing shows or something, kids really haven't known what's been up with me, and with the downfall of what happened with Metro Station, legally we can't talk about it too in-depthly, so kids don't know exactly what happened. So that's the goal now. The goal now is just build up Ashland High and build up Southern Made Holly Paid. Like, you know, like I said, Bamboozle, I'll be at a tent. He'll have a tent too for Kill Brandon. You know, we did it last year, like I said, and you know, the response is always amazing, you know, and like I said, that was my first year at Bamboozle with him selling it, and it's just going to get bigger every year, you know. A clothing line's like a band, you know, you have to promote it for years, you know.
And I'm sure as Ashland High gets bigger, more people find out about the line, and it'll be just like the band.
Exactly, but it's cool, you know, like even the Ashland High merch, you know, me and this guy, we make it and get our designers to do it ourselves, you know, it's not like...
You designed the merch for Ashland High too?
Yeah, like I came up with the idea for the logo and for the Geronimo thing, you know, I took the Ashland High logo off, like the font of, kind of ripped it off of a Tennessee whiskey bottle, Jack Daniels bottle. Yeah, I'm always thinking of different ideas, you know. You can tell with my tattoos and stuff, my brain kind of won't stop working, you know. It's always going a million miles per hour, pretty much.
Alright, well, thank you guys for watching. Do you have any last things that you want to say to anyone?
Thank you. You did a great interview. It was awesome. She asked some good questions. I appreciate it, and thank you guys. Check out ashlandhigh.com and download my free online album. Check the tour dates. Come out to a show. I appreciate you guys. Peace.